I would beat on doors, trying to get people to help me, trying to file motions for Sharonda, really wanting everyone to know about this injustice. Life without parole is the harshest imaginable punishment permitted by law. It screams a person is beyond redemption, beyond hope. And what I didn't understand was, how can a woman who never been in any trouble before until this federal drug case be serving the same amount of time as the Unabomber? My name is Brittany Barnett, and I'm an attorney and co-founder of the Buried Alive Project in Dallas. I grew up in rural East Texas in a small town called Pagoda. My mom was a nurse. My stepdad worked at the local coal mine. There were some things happening inside my home that no one really knew about. My mom was a functioning drug addict. I graduated high school a year early, so I went to college at 17 and majored in finance. My mom did not attend my graduation ceremony because my mom was in a prison cell, serving an 8-year prison sentence. The crime was assault, but it was totally induced by her drug addiction. When one person goes to prison, the entire family goes to prison. I worked at Price Waterhouse for 2 years, and then I decided to go to law school. I wanted to become a corporate lawyer. I took a critical race theory course. I wanted to take this course to try to get more context behind this conveyor belt that I had seen interning for a federal judge in Houston of these Black and brown men being sentenced to fundamental death sentences. I wrote a paper that analyzed the disparity in sentencing, and so I put all this legislative history in my paper, and something was missing. The human element wasn't there. And I literally just went to Google and typed in woman, federal prison life, and a YouTube video of Sharonda Jones popped up. A woman who was serving a life without parole sentence in federal prison for a drug offense. She had never even been arrested for a traffic ticket. And I was so drawn to her story, it just tugged at my soul. You know, it would barely let me sleep at night. And so I began the journey of freeing Sharonda Jones.
She was like, I'm a law student, I want to help you. I don't know how, but I'm going to get you out of prison. I was like, yeah, right.
I was going to practice corporate law. I had a job lined up for after law school, and I became obsessed with Sharonda's case. I was breathing it, eating it, sleeping it.
She is telling me all the things that she gonna do, and she was doing them, and I was like, she for real. I might just get out of prison.
I would write motions to file in the court and ask lawyers to help me file it because I wasn't licensed yet. And it took us 5.5 years, and ultimately I got a call telling me that President Barack Obama had commuted Sharonda Jones's natural life sentence and that she would be free.
It's unimaginable. No words can explain it.
So while I was representing Sharonda, I worked as a corporate lawyer, and by night I would work on Sharonda's case pro bono. A case had come to me of a man named Corey Jacobs. It was like I was watching the same horror film of how he got a life without parole sentence for his first ever conviction. President Obama had 10 months left in office. So I didn't have 6 years like I'd had with Sharonda, but I couldn't turn the wheels of justice that fast. And that really encouraged and empowered me to leave corporate law and to truly devote my life to transforming the criminal justice system. Sharonda Jones and Corey Jacobs had both received life without parole sentences and served nearly 20 years with people in prison who they felt were just as deserving of a second chance as they were. And so we decided together to co-found the Buried Alive Project. We wanted to transform the system as it related to life without parole sentences through litigation, legislation, and most importantly, humanization. With the passing of the First Step Act of 2018, we had an opportunity to really stretch the bounds of a limited piece of legislation. My co-counsel, a friend of mine from Chicago, we literally were just kind of texting one night, back and forth, and we said, hey, let's see how many we could do in 90 days. The two of us, with no funding, with our own money, were able to secure the freedom of 17 people in 90 days. The laws have changed, but they're not retroactive. So you have people serving life sentences today under yesterday's drug laws. We receive hundreds of letters every week from people in prison across the country, and they pour their heart out on paper. You hold on to the hope of one day walking out of here alive and not in a box. They are pleading for their lives. When I'm finally able to meet a client in person, it's just amazing.
Thank you for being here.
Man.
It really is truly a blessing.
And just the joy from their liberation and the positive impact they'll have on anyone that they encounter, it just makes it all worthwhile. We're talking about approximately 1,500 people that are in federal prisons set to die there. Waking up every day in a concrete cell. And we just need as many lawyers as we can to help pick locks to human cages. It's so important for me to share my story with others, which is why I decided to write a memoir, A Knock at Midnight, a story of hope, justice, and freedom. I want people to read my story and how my sister and my mom and I overcame incarceration that brought us proximate to suffering, and know about that triumph. And I'm hopeful that the book opens the eyes of a lot of people to really care about the critical need to transform this nation's criminal justice system. I believe that with every freedom that we secure, we are unleashing a powerful movement of people that are going to do great things in the world.